Forecast. I'm Joseph, the host of the UFC Forecast. We're back for UFC Vegas 72, Song Yadong, Ricky Simone. These are the full card early predictions and betting breakdown. There's no bets on this for you. You're going to have to wait for Friday's post-weigh-in face-off show if you want our bets. We're going to go over the UFC Vegas 71 recap. We're back on track, Loaf. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Your lock of the week, you hit both of them. And there you're 7 in a row with Sergey Pavlovich. And he clean blades. That was your lock prop, both of them.
Did he ever? Yeah. Round 1 called that, and KO also called that. And it was shitty though. Me and Ryan are both away from nearly $1,000. Ricky Glenn lost it for us. If Ricky Glenn would have won, I would have been over $1,000. Ryan would have had, 800?
Yep.
So
yeah, let's pull up that Ricky Glenn video. He got absolutely fucking cleaned.
He didn't look good. Didn't look like himself.
He was like slow motion, and then he got fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
Good for Cortes-Acosta. Needed the win, and he had some pretty good fights before that. He fought Arman Saruki, and he had some good experience too. Then 4 locks in a row missing for me that's 4 weeks, so that's a whole month. Haven't hit a fucking lock.
You suck.
So you're gonna have to stay tuned for the locks and dogs at the end of this video. I think I'm going to get back on track here, Loaf, because 7 out of 10 for you last week, 5 out of 10 for me. I'm still not back where I should be, but...
And I mean, almost all my locks and my dog hit. I mean, Bobby Green was the only one that was a no contest. I still believe he would have won in the long run, but up to 7 in a row now, and then...
And back-to-back on Underdogs of the Week, Bruno Silva.
And then Bruno Silva, he
got the KO.
He's good, man.
And you were 6 for 7 on outcomes, and I was 4 for 5. So on the fights that we get right, we usually get the outcomes right too. So
yeah, the outcomes were good last week.
Yeah, we did pretty good. And the no contest, Bobby Green. Ooh.
I had Bobby Green for KO, and Ryan texted me when I was at work saying he got the KO, and I was freaking out, and then realized it was a no contest.
Yeah, because of the headbutt there. But Jared Gordon did pull a submission, and Green stayed out of that, and then found the knockout. So I can't believe it was a no contest, really, because Gordon was still kind of fighting.
Yeah.
Even though it was a headbutt. The ref didn't call it a headbutt, didn't really stop the fight. So
yeah, if he didn't get ground pound knocked out, they would have let it keep going, right? It was just because he got knocked out.
And it's up to the ref to stop it, so...
I don't think the ref saw it at the time, though.
Yeah, maybe not. He might have thought it was the elbow, because Bobby Green thought it was the elbow, too. But it was clearly the clash of heads that dropped Jared Gordon there.
I mean, that ground pound after was nasty, too, man. I mean, fuck.
And let's pull up the Shoey bet. We should have mentioned it right off the start. Yeah. Jeremiah Wells got it done.
Yeah.
All right. Time for my third Shoey in a row. Matt Semlisberger lost a decision. The opposite of what I said. I said he was going to win by a decision. Jeremiah Wells, he's looking good in the UFC, and Loaf's looking good on his Shoey bets. We just do Shoey bets for fun here at the UFC Forecast. Fuck's sakes. Oh, God. Woo! Hopefully I can win the next Shoey bet. I know you want to do one on this card, but I don't know, man. Looking at the sheet, I don't know if I want to risk it. I don't want to do 4 Shoeys in a row. That shoe is getting pretty dirty. Montel Jackson, though, we were thinking decision, but that first round knockout, he cleaned.
It was funny because on Monday's video, I had KO and then switched to decision, and Ryan had decision and switched to KO. And on my bets, I did have KO too, but he got it done quick, man.
And we disagreed on 2, so I disagreed with you on Wells, and then Norma Dumont, she got it done by a decision.
I believe Erosa probably should have won that, but
she definitely won the 3rd round, but the first 2 rounds, Dumont, I think she got it done.
I mean,
there.
just the pure amount of strikes and accuracy and takedowns for Erosa, man. I mean, it wasn't even close. Dumont wasn't close to her, so I don't know. Erosa had triple the strikes at Dumont, so I don't know, but what it is what it is, I guess.
And one we both had wrong, Muhammad Usman. His wrestling looked really good, and Tafa, he gassed out, got taken down, couldn't get back up.
And Bakary as well. Bakary.
Right off the bat.
Bakary looked good. He looked good until he got knocked out.
Yeah, he was winning the fight.
Had a knockdown and stuff. He was doing good.
Yeah, I thought Brady Heinstam maybe could have won a decision, but then he fucking really turned on the Jets in the 3rd round because, like you said, Bakary Dana was going to win that fight. Dana sleep on him, but I guess you probably should have slept on him because he got slept. Big win for Brady Heinstand, and he was trained with Aljamain Sterling, Rob Devashvili.
Yeah, huge win for him.
We knew that he could potentially win, so we threw him in a little parlay with
and then
Jeremiah Wells for my mom.
Gomes this season was a good bet too.
My dog of the week, Gomes. That was my underdog prop, and that cashed.
Yeah.
You cashed on all your props. You hit your underdog prop. You were going to hit your value prop. You hit both your lock props. So the final prediction video last week was absolutely fire.
I don't know why all these were sleeping on Sergey Pavlovich, man. That guy's a killer.
Yeah, a lot of people sleeping on him. So with that being said, if you want to join our Patreon page, it's only $5 a month. Everything's in one tier, and it's going to be like that for life. And some bets we have out there: Platinum Hammer, Platinum Parlay, Moneyline Magic. Our Platinum props are for the Platinum forecasters only. And then we got the Knockout Kings, Submission Specialists, Live Bets. And last week we had a boxing bet.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis. Hope you guys tuned into that. And I was betting on Garcia to get knocked down in the first 3 rounds.
Which happened. Yeah.
And it happened. Let's pull that video up. Gervonta Davis is the real deal, man.
He is.
He's the face of boxing now with Floyd Mayweather by his side, you know. Definitely thought he was going to get the knockdown in the first 3 rounds, and it was plus 200, 325 on Betway.
I hope we don't see him go away because he does have a court case coming up in the beginning of May, which he could do some time for.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be shitty to see him leave boxing for a bit, but hopefully he doesn't anyway. He has the money to pay them off.
Yeah, maybe that's what he does, pays them off, stays out of trouble. And we also had some NHL bets last night on Sunday. They absolutely cashed. Looking at them here, Taylor Hall for a point with Steph Curry over 30 points and Leandro Seidel goal. I got like $100 on that one, but I didn't post it on the Patreon, unfortunately.
Well, mainly because we're UFC.
We're mainly UFC, but I like the hockey too. I'm a hockey player.
I was talking to Ryan. Sometimes soon we may expand it, throw in some football bets and NHL bets and stuff like that.
You used to play football, so
I like football.
We do some NFL bets as well. And some NBA. Haven't had luck in the NBA, but the NHL we're cashing in.
And Ryan remembers the time I won $4,000 on Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, when the Bengals weren't so good, Loaf put some money on them. And
they were losing,
and they were losing.
They were losing 2 touchdowns after halftime, and I put fucking $1,200 on them or something.
Yeah, and you won some big fucking money that night. So maybe we'll expand the UFC forecast. Let us know in the comments because the boxing bet cash, the NHL bets are cashing. And the UFC bets, they've been on and off, but we're pretty good, man. 70% last week for you.
This week, UFC's a lot harder than team sports, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a fight, right?
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. That's right. And with Patreon, you're also going to get access to the Forecast Forensic new feature. It's a cheat sheet, all the highlighted outcomes there. And green's high confidence, blue medium confidence, pink are the value plays, and that's a combined prediction for me and Loaf. And the separate predictions are the platinum picks. Like I said, Loaf, 6 for 7 on outcomes. 7 out of 10 on picks.
We forgot to mention Bellator.
Bellator too, yeah. Let's go back to that. Fuck, I forgot to mention that Patchy Mix Round 1 KO.
That was insane. That was a beautiful knee.
It was a hell of a night. Fucking.
It was a fun night for sure.
Yeah, we watched the boxing and then we watched the Bellator after the fight night. We were on Stotts by decision, but man, he got slapped.
Oh man, they should bring that Mix kid to the UFC, man. That kid's the real deal.
Yeah, and that knockout with the knee, man. He said he was practicing it, and he fucking landed it.
Perfect. It was
$1 million fucking
placed
knee.
Perfectly.
Yeah, that was for the belt and for the $1 million. So I wish the UFC could maybe get a hold of him, give him a ring, see what he's saying.
It's honestly, but like the thing is, Bellator honestly probably pays sometimes more than UFC. I mean, not many fighters get $1 million in a fight, man. I don't think Justin Gaethje and them even get that. Like,
no. And not many fans get access to $500 free dollars. We're doing a $500 giveaway once we hit 500 subscribers. We're going to set up a giveaway bot in our Discord, which we just launched. So make sure you smash the like button, suplex the subscribe button. We really appreciate that support. And if you want access to our locks and our dogs, just join our Discord. It's absolutely free. And we're going to be posting the giveaway bot there as well. Prediction channel, there's people in that. We got 10 people right now, so we really appreciate that support. Locks are in there already for this week, and we're going to have some free bets in there right away too. But if you're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, we're on there. Content pretty well daily. Locks are out there. We usually don't put the dogs on Instagram because we had some rough streaks, but back-to-back dogs for Loaf. You're going to see the dog on Instagram this week, that's for sure.
Also, shout out to MMA Jesus. I mean, that guy always comments. He's always looking at the pics and stuff. He's a true MMA fan, that guy.
Yeah, he is a true MMA fan. And we're definitely sparking the blunt, ripping the bong. Cheers to MMA Jesus. You're a good friend of the podcast here. 7 o'clock loaf, Monday night. I'm ready to get into these fights if you are, man.
Oh, it's good.
Another fight at the Apex. First fight of the night, we got a Canadian, Jamey-Lyn Horth, 5-0, undefeated against Hailey Cowan. This is her third time trying to make her UFC debut since the Dana White Contender Series. And I don't know, man. In the Contender Series, it was a split decision, pretty low output. Fought some low-level competition. She's the favorite. I don't like it. I'm going with the fucking Canadian. Let's go. 100% finish rate, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions.
Also fought Lupita Godinez.
Yeah, in amateur.
Yeah.
2 decision wins against Lupita Godinez, who's doing good in the UFC. I'm thinking Jamey-Lyn Horth, though. Yeah. She's going to get the submission. Both losses for Hailey Cowan were submission losses. And one was against a 2-2 Kelly Clayton.
Definitely a finish regardless. 3 knockouts and 2 submissions for Jamey-Lyn Horth. I mean, you got to go Horth, man. Hailey Cowan struggled her last one, a split decision against Claudia Elite. And, I mean, that was her debut. Claudia wasn't that high level. I think this Jamey-Lyn Horth...
Not her debut. It was Contender Series.
Yeah. Sorry, not debut. But yeah, I think Jamey-Lyn Horth comes out hard here. You got to go with the Canadian. We're Canadian, so...
195. Hopefully she's underdog because she's going to be my underdog of the week. 195 is good enough for underdog of the week.
It'll probably grow, I think, as well.
I think it will grow, too. A lot of people high on Hailey Cowan, but I'm not too high on her. I'm going to stay away from that for sure.
For sure, yeah.
This is a fight that both women haven't fought in a year. They're inactive. I recommend you to stay away, but God bless Canada. I think we're getting it done, love.
Jamey-Lyn Horth's record is actually not too padded either. She fights pretty positive people. So
yeah, like we said, Lupita Godinez, that was 2 big wins in amateur.
Yeah.
And in pro, 100% finish rate. I think she gets it done inside the distance, but I'm leaning the submission. Next up, love, who we got? My lock of the week. Let's go.
We got Brian Kelleher and Julian Newson. I honestly believe this one's a little bit of a mismatch, man, for the matchmakers. I think Julian Newson's not that great at all. I think Brian Kelleher, he loses to the tough-ass people, man. Brian Kelleher throws hands for this division. So I got to go with Brian Kelleher to get this one done easy. I'd say it's going to be a knockout, man. I like him for the knockout. Some people are going to say decision, but I like him for the knockout, man.
He has 10 submissions, too.
He's got, I honestly finish. I think finish is a good thing to go for the Brian Kelleher. So Brian Kelleher for sure to get it done. I'm hoping for the knockout. I'd like to see him get back in with the knockout, but if not, the finish is definitely there.
And for platinum picks, you have to choose one or the other, so you're going to be going knockout. Is that what you're doing? I think I'm going a hard-fought decision, but...
I'm going to go knockout.
I know your lock of the week is Ricky Simone.
Newson has been KO'd twice as well.
Yeah, against Randy Costa, 6-4. That does not look good. So I definitely see the knockout for Kelleher. He's my lock of the week, bringing the boom. But Julian Newson, he went the distance with Ricky Simone. Excuse me. He's your lock of the week, Ricky Simone. So.
Ricky Simone doesn't have hard hands like Kelleher, though. He just what is the word I'm looking for? He just gasses you out, man. His wrestling is he has a high pace, but Kelleher has hands of steel. So I got to go with Kelleher, KO.
Yeah, I agree. Kelleher's the pick for sure. He's my lock of the week. And he fought like Umar Nurmagomedov, Mario Batista, Ricky Simone, Cody Stamen. Those were his last 4 losses, and those are not bad losses to have.
No, he has high-level
fights. He's definitely more experienced. 157. I love it. Give me Brian Boom Kelleher.
Lost his last 2, so he's going to want to bounce back here.
I got to snap my lock streak here with Brian Boom, man.
Yeah, it's a good lock.
And Brian, he just lost his last 2, so yeah. After he loses, he comes out and gets a finish. And it's usually a submission, but he did lose against Marlon Vera
also
by a submission.
Jackson.
And then he came out and got the knockout. So
yeah.
Brian Boom comes back hard after a loss. He's coming back here against Julian Newson, who gets taken down a lot, has terrible accuracy at 33%. He's not going to offer much for the Brian Boom.
No, this is where the experience comes into play big time.
Big time. And next up, another experienced fighter, Stephanie Egger, against Irina Alekseeva.
What do they call her? The Russian Rousey.
Russian
Ronda, sorry.
I don't know what's so shit hot about her. She's a Sambo fighter, fought some low-level competition. I know her last fight was in Bellator,
big
but
fuck, record.
Who are they? Like, literally, fighting tomato cans just like another person on this card. Like
Mayweather, too.
Yeah, some people just don't fight good competition, and they just get the wins, like... You got to beat good competition because sometimes you get in there with a good opponent like Stephanie Egger, who's very good on the ground, 4 submissions and 3 knockouts, and you get in some deep waters and you get submitted. You get tapped out or you get knocked out.
And you get the debut jitters as well.
Debut jitters in there as well. This is going to be a tough fight for Irina. I can't see her beating Egger. I'm taking Egger by submission, Loaf. Her last one was Alan Perez submission in the second round. She looked very good. She's a judo black belt, averages 3 takedowns. If she gets it to the ground, she gets it done.
Yeah, Stephanie's a finisher too, man. I mean, she's got 7.
She is a finisher.
She got 7 finishes out of 8 wins. So I mean, I won't be betting it. Obviously, it's women's, but I feel like honestly, man,
I might have a sprinkle on Egger by submission.
Most women's right are always decision. I feel like this card's going to be a lot of finishes for the women. I feel like Stephanie Egger's going to find that finish against a debuter, man.
The last couple times we've bet on submission and we've cashed.
Yeah, I feel like Stephanie Egger will find that submission, and but I won't be betting on it. But it's definitely live, that sub.
Her last 2 wins by submission: Jessica Rose Clark, Alan Perez, like I said, and she lost to
Bueno Silva
and Cortez.
Pretty high level
girls in the UFC. The debut fighter's not getting this done.
No. Next up, we got... This one's going to be interesting.
And we disagree.
Yeah, we got Josh Quinlan and Trey Waters. And the odds aren't out yet for them, but I'm going Trey Waters, man. I mean, that reach is going to come into play. He's got a 5-inch reach and a 5-inch height. One of the tall... I think he might be the tallest middleweight.
Well, he's actually a welterweight. I don't know if it's welterweight or middleweight, because welterweight...
I think it's welter.
Sherdog.
Because he was at lightweight before Trey Waters.
Quinlan's a middleweight, but Trey was at welter.
Yeah.
Sherdog same welter, but it should be a middleweight or a catchweight in my opinion. Trey just fought April 14th.
Got a Bonfim.
No, he didn't fight Bonfim on April 14th.
Oh, before that one then?
On April 14th, he fought Jamey-Lyn Fuller. Got the win there by knockout in the second round.
Yeah.
And he took this fight on very short notice. Literally fought 2 weeks ago, man.
Yeah, that's cuts.
He must be confident.
And that shows confidence.
He must be confident.
I like him, man. I do.
He's powerful, that's for sure.
Only loss is to Bonfim. Bonfim is high level.
And he went like 4 minutes with Bonfim. That's
and
the longest.
he had 3 sub attempts on Bonfim.
Yeah.
And I mean, not many people can even get that chance to get sub attempts on Bonfim. I feel like he will be able to find the sub attempt on Josh Quinlan. I feel like he will finish it with a sub. He's got 3 KOs and 3 submissions. It could go either way, but I mean, Quinlan probably has a good chin, so I'm going to go for the submission for Trey Waters.
So we're going to flip a coin on some fights, Loaf, and we're going to call it the Loonie Luck. This is one we're going to flip the coin on because I got Quinlan. I'm not too confident in it, though. I think he has heavier hands. He's a more filled out middleweight. He's going to hit heavy, and he got tested for roids. That was his no contest. But he always goes for the kill, man. I'm impressed with this guy coming from the LFA. I'm pretty sure Trey's coming from the LFA, too. But like I said, Josh is the filled out heavyweight or middleweight. Keep fucking that up. I think he's gonna hit a bit heavier. Yeah. And if Trey gets hit, it could be over pretty quick.
And the thing that it concerns me is that if you watch Bonfim,
quick turnaround.
The thing that concerns me is if you watch Bonfim and Trey Waters fight, Waters keeps his hands real low. Yeah. And if that's not good against Quinlan, man. Quinlan's strong, but like Ryan said, it's a coin flip. But I'm gonna go with Waters. Solely on the fact that he's only lost to Bonfim and his reach and height advantage.
And it's 4 knockouts, 2 submissions for Quinlan. It's 100% finish rate. Trey only has 1 decision win. I think this fight not to go the distance is the best bet.
No, it won't go. Sorry.
Or over or under 2.5 is another good bet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip this coin. Let's do it. And we're gonna go with heads Quinlan, tails Trey Waters, and we got heads Quinlan. So I'll put Quinlan on this one. Quinlan, should we go KO too?
I'd say that's the only way he wins. He won't sub Waters.
Fuck.
He does have 2 subs, but
odds are not out yet. Props don't come out till later in the week. Let's just go Quinlan to win.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Waters still though.
Anything can happen. Usman and Taffa went the distance.
I don't know why, but if you're going Betway, they still have Quinlan and fucking on Lusa. I don't know why people are still allowed to bet on that, man. Like you're gonna avoid it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Be careful on Betway. They're a little slow.
And they got the women's fight still on.
A little behind.
They got fucking Polyana Viana, and I betted on that.
Yeah, Polyana and Emily Desat. That one's canceled, but yeah. Be careful with your money. Make sure you know what fights are canceled and not canceled. Go on Twitter.
Well, Betway should know.
Loaf, you need to get on Twitter like I've been telling you.
I don't like Twitter. I don't like social media in general.
Next fight of the night, Loaf was telling me to take this guy as my underdog of the week. It's Cody Durden, Charles Johnson. Calling for another coin flip. Loaf, you're flipping the coin.
This is the other one we disagree on as well.
Yeah, let's flip the coin right away because this is a close fight. And it's priced 157 Charles Johnson to win and 240 Durden.
I'm going to say, I like my tails, man. I'm going to go tails, Durden, heads, Johnson.
All right.
Tails.
Fuck, Cody Durden. I'm going Johnson. You're going Durden.
I like Durden for this one, man. I mean, I know he's kind of win-loss. Like, he's struggling a bit, but I mean, his wrestling's going to come into play. He averages 4 takedowns. And if it's a decision...
He's relentless, man. He chain wrestles the shit out of you.
And I wrote down here as well, he's never been knocked out. He averages 4 takedowns, and for decisions, he's 3-1. He has 3 decision wins and only 1 decision loss. Charles Johnson has lost all 4 by decision. So, I mean, if it goes the distance, I feel like Durden's going to come out hard in the last couple rounds. And with the wrestling and the takedowns, I think he's going to get a decision win.
Yeah, Charles Johnson, he has 4 decision wins as well, though. 4 for 4. And one of the decision losses was to Brandon Royval, very good contender.
Yeah.
Didn't get finished against him. Didn't get finished against Muhammad Mokaev. So I cannot see him getting finished here. You might be onto something with the decision win for Cody Durden.
Because he did struggle against Osborne, right?
Yeah. But he didn't really expect the takedowns. And the takedowns were 3 for 10. Like, he has a good takedown defense.
That's the thing, though.
And he's a good kickboxer.
I believe Osborne could take him down 3 times. Cody Durden could take him down more.
Cody Durden could embarrass him, I guess.
Yeah.
Just like Mokaev did. But Cody Durden, he got fucking finished against Jimmy Flick. And Charles Johnson... knocked out Jimmy Flick. Yeah, Cody Durden's losses are by submission. Also lost to Mokaev in the first round by submission.
I don't believe the submission will be a threat from Charles Johnson.
He has 3 of them.
He has the odd ones,
but they're
right?
They're not in the UFC. They're not active in the UFC.
I feel like he's not going to. Charles Johnson's more of a striker kickboxer.
Yeah, he's live for the KO potentially. But like you said, Durden never finished. I think this goes the distance. I'm leaning Charles. You're leaning Durden.
Yeah.
Coin Satan Durden as well.
This is the one I want to do a Shoey on.
You should have made Durden your underdog of the week if you're that confident.
I tried, but then, we were already kind of into the...
And Cody Durden, not Cody Durden, Charles Johnson, he had a split decision against Odie, and he had a split decision with Zalgas, so 2 out of his last 3 were split decisions. He's been in some close fights. Yeah. He's been super active, too. This is his 3rd fight in 2023. So... I'm going with the guy that's more active.
The decision with Muhammad is impressive as well.
It is impressive. And Cody Durden got finished in the first against him and got finished in the first against Jimmy Flick.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Flick got finished in the first against Charles Johnson. I
know it's MMA math. What we know about fights, yeah. It's
MMA math.
It's fighting styles, man. It all goes differently.
That's 2 fights that MMA math are telling me Charles Johnson's going to win this fight. He's more active. I think.
Draw of Chris Gutierrez as well for Durden.
Yeah, that's not bad, but that was in 2020.
Yeah.
He's had 5 fights since then. Went 3-2. Those 2 first-round finish losses by submission. I can't believe he's never been knocked out, though. This could be the night. You never know.
It could be. It very well could be.
Coin says Durden, though. Next fight.
Next up, we got Natan Levy versus Pete Rodriguez.
I really like Natan Levy, man, from what I've seen.
The thing about Pete, man, is every single one of his wins are people with negative records. They have more losses than they do wins. The only person he's fought with a positive record is Jack Della, and I don't know how he got fought. I don't know what the matchmakers were thinking on that one. But
he got fucked.
I got to go with Levy, man. Pete Rodriguez, he absorbs 11.6 strikes a minute. He gets hit 11 times a minute. And he has 44% strike defense. I know Levy's a grappler, he's a submission guy, but even on the feet, man, I think Levy can get him. And, I don't see Pete winning this in any way. I'd say Levy gets this done by submission.
Yeah, his best win was Mike Jackson, who's fucking 1-2 or something. They're giving him absolute tomato cans.
He shouldn't even be in UFC and all.
Yeah, he shouldn't be in the UFC. He's only beat tomato cans, and they gave him Mike Jackson and fucked him up, and then he fought Jack Della and got absolutely.
I don't know how they let Mike Jackson in the UFC. The guy had 1 win for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I don't know, but. I'm telling you what, Natan Levy fought Gennaro Valdez, avoided the fire there, got it done by a decision, had lots of takedowns. He had lots of takedowns against Mike. I
had Valdez
Mike
against Levy too, so I thought Valdez was going to get that done.
Levy's taking these guys down and chain wrestling. He has some submissions there. He only has five decision wins, and the rest are 3 submissions.
And Levy averages 5.3 takedowns a fight with a 57% accuracy, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. Last 2 wins, unanimous decision. I don't know if the finish is live.
I think it is.
Just because the only way he's getting it done is submission on the ground.
I don't think Pete Rodriguez has any ground game, though.
He has none,
thing,
that is concerning.
Valdez has a little bit of ground game, so has Natan's previous opponents, but Pete has none, I don't think.
Yeah, so when the fight does hit the ground, maybe it's
hitting the ground at some point. It's hitting the ground at some point.
Yeah, so maybe a little sprinkle on Natan Levy by submission. I definitely think he wins this fight. Pete Rodriguez, can't see him getting knocked out against Levy, just doesn't have the power. It's going to be a unanimous decision or submission.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think Pete just has too much fake hype behind him.
And he would have been one of my locks for sure, but he's 133. A lot of people think he's going to win this fight.
Yeah.
And next up, Martin Buday, Jake Collier. and it's a coin flip fight, but I don't think I want to flip the coin on this one, Loaf. I really like Martin Buday in this fight. He's 11-1, and his only loss was his second pro fight. There's no shame in that. It was Jan Espinona, who's 10-2. Since then, he's got 7 KOs, 5 of them in the first round. Knockout's definitely live here.
Absolutely.
But money line 190, I'm hitting that all day long, Loaf.
And 50% of Collier's losses are by knockout. He's been knocked out 4 times. So I got to go Buday, man. I think Buday is going to grind it out. He's going to be throwing heavy hands, and I think he's going to get it done easy. I don't know why this isn't. I don't know why this is a coin flip fight.
Don't know.
It shouldn't be.
I think it's great value for Martin Buday.
I mean, Collier struggled against Chris Barnett, man.
Barnett knocked him out, so I think Buday definitely can.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure. Buday beat Chris Barnett by a decision. MMA math once again, but yeah, 2 bad decision losses to Carlos Felipe, Andre Arlovsky for Jake Collier. Decision or getting finished for sure in this fight.
I'd say under 2.5 is a good bet.
Yeah, knockout Martin Buday. Collier's just on the way out of the UFC, man. He's not looking good at all.
No.
And make sure to smack.
What?
What?
The guy from Takeout's here. I don't know where he went.
Takeout?
Did you order something?
No.
No.
No, neither was ordering anything.
We're shooting a video. Can you go? Can you go?
We should put this in the video.
I don't know. Maybe the wrong house. I didn't order shit. Okay, you say like and subscribe.
Make sure to smash the like button, suplex the subscribe button. We really appreciate the support. Make sure to check out our Patreon.
$5 a month, exclusive and early access to all of our bets. Platinum Picks is going to be out there soon, and the Forecast Forensic. We really appreciate that support. Everything's going to stay on the 1 tier. Links in the bio.
Next up, we got Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Holy fuck, that's a name. We'll play both of these guys, man.
I know, big
versus
names.
Waldo Cortes-Acosta.
Big names, big boys.
Yeah, man. This is a lot of people. I see some people taking Waldo, and I see some people taking Marcos. Waldo, he is good. I believe he's just too new, man. I don't think he should be facing a guy like Marcos yet. I mean, Marcos is really good. Sub Andre Arlovsky in the first round, and Andre Arlovsky's no joke, man. Even though he was getting older, he's still no joke. So I got to go with Marcos Rogerio to get this one done. That sub is definitely live, like Ryan said. He's only got 1 sub, but does he? 1?
3.
Sorry, he's got 3, but
14 knockouts.
I mean, he's Brazilian, right? You can always find that sub if he wants to. 14 knockouts as well. I mean, Waldo's chin's going to get put to the test here, man. And he hasn't faced anybody with the striking like Marcos, so I got to go Marcos. I'm going to go for finish on this one.
Yeah, Marcos against Andre Arlovsky, that submission was tight. There was no way of getting out of that. And if Waldo gets put in that situation, it's game over. So if I think Marcos gets us to the ground, it's game over.
Yeah.
But he has a bad loss to Blagoy Ivanov, and I think Waldo can definitely win this at distance by a decision.
He just can't gas out.
He just can't gas out. And against Van Dare, he wore a lot of leg kicks. So Van Dare is not very high level, and he found some spots to take advantage of Waldo Cortes, who's 9-0, ready for a loss.
There was a point in that fight where I thought Van Dare was going to win. I really did.
I agree with you 100%.
How many? He had like 50 leg kicks, man?
Yeah, that was crazy. Marcos has to be the pick here. He's definitely more experienced than Waldo. Waldo really has to prove it. I think it's worth flipping the coin, though, since a lot of people are going to pick Waldo Cortes as an underdog here, and he definitely can win at distance by a decision.
Call it.
Flip the coin. I'm going tails, Marcos.
Tails it is.
Yes. Bring it home. De Lima.
I mean, if you watched it, like, it's not in all of his fights, man, but Marcos,
Coin
man,
agrees.
he has some heavy hands, bro.
He does.
Heavy.
That's why he has 14 KOs.
Exactly. Heavy.
I think if it does get to the ground, and it might have to because Waldo's going to be pretty good at distance.
That ground,
snapping the jab.
That ground pound's definitely live.
Yeah, ground and pound or sinks in the sub because
Yeah.
if he gets the hooks in, you're never going to get out of the hooks. And if the guillotine or the rear naked choke gets synced in, it's game over.
Yeah.
His arms are way too big and it's going to be too tight.
And this one, I honestly think this one has more of a chance of going to decision than Buday. I think this one could go to decision.
And if it goes to a decision, that's why we flip the coin. Waldo Cortes, he's going to be sniping the jab at distance, but Marcos de Lima, he could get the takedowns, could be more powerful shots, and just take advantage of the youngster that's only 9-0. Still pretty green in the UFC, in my opinion.
Next up, we got my underdog of the week, Fernando Padilla versus Julian Erosa. And I'm going with Fernando, man. I know some people might question that, but I mean,
Not MMA experts, he agrees.
yeah, some people do agree.
Very high on
I
him.
mean, the kid's good, man.
Fought Dan Iggy.
Yeah.
Fought Spike Carlisle.
He's never been finished. All four
by a decision, man.
And Julian Erosa's a finisher, right? So I mean, I gotta go Fernando, man. I think Julian Erosa has been KO'd. How many times? He's been KO'd. He's been KO'd
Six times.
He's been KO'd 6 times. He has a 48% strike defense, which isn't great.
Yeah, his chin's not the best.
He absorbs also 6.3 strikes a minute.
Hey, let's not forget, he was my former lock of the week against Caceres, and he got head kicked.
Caceres is a funky fighter though, right? He throws those unexpected things.
Yeah.
Fernando also has good experience against Dan Iggy, and he's also fought Derek Minner.
Yeah.
So
clean Minner.
Yeah.
First round submission there.
So I gotta go Fernando, man, to make a big statement coming from Mexico as well, just like Yair and all them. So I gotta go Fernando Padilla, man, to get this one done. I don't know how. I'm just gonna take him for money line. So it's 240 as is, good value.
Yeah, I hate going against Julian Erosa. He has a big win over Hakeem Dawodu by a decision. Beat Charles Johnson.
He has notable wins for sure.
He beat Charles Jourdain and Sean Woodson by submission. And he beat Nate the Train Landwehr by knockout.
A lot of good wins.
Notable wins. Hard to go against Julian Erosa. That's why he was my former lock. I think that was just a little hiccup against Caceres. Got caught with that head kick. Like you said, Caceres is a funky guy.
Yeah.
Fernando, though, he's dangerous. It's his debut. He's Mexican. He's tough. Underdog. He has a belt. Had a belt in another organization. And he has very good experience as well. He's 26 years old. He could be the real deal, but I say we flip the coin on this one. I
was thinking about the sub also for Fernando, but Erosa's never been subbed in his career.
I think Erosa could get a big finish here against the debut fighter that has never been finished, but if it goes the distance, I just feel like Erosa could get it done, more volume. But the only thing that Erosa's going to run into trouble with is the takedowns. I think he's going to get taken down and controlled a bit, and that could hurt him by a decision. Fernando Padilla is definitely the play at plus money here. Do not put any money on Erosa. Do not put any money on Erosa. We're going to flip
This might be one you just leave off in general.
Yeah, this is one we probably shouldn't even flip the coin, but let's flip the coin. Hopefully it's his underdog, Padilla, because that's where the value is at.
Fernando heads. Heads.
Nice. So this coin flip, Loonie luck parlay, is turning out pretty good. It has Quinlan, Durden, Lima, and now Padilla.
The only one I disagree on is Quinlan.
Next up, Rodolfo Vieira, Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage is the 310 underdog. And he's a dog for sure, but I do not think he's going to get this one done against Rodolfo Vieira, who had a good fight with Chris Curtis, went the distance, and he honestly kind of outstriked Chris Curtis in that fight. Pretty impressive because he has seven submissions. He's a black belt hunter, and I'm calling for the submission here. Against Brundage, who's fighting at Factory X. He's in there with some good guys, getting some good training in, but Vieira, I think he's going to be much better on the ground. Likely sinks the submission eventually in this fight, Loaf. He's the Brazilian. Gotta go with him in this fight here.
I agree as well.
Just because of the ground experience.
I mean, even though Cody Brundage has never been subbed before, I feel like he is going to suffer his first one.
Yeah.
Rodolfo Vieira is no joke, man. I think the guy's got 7 submission wins. And
averages 4 takedowns, and I'm pretty sure he's a black belt.
Yeah,
so
when he gets you to the ground, he finds that sub. Yeah, his only 2 losses were to Chris Curtis. I mean, who's, he's good.
Very
man.
good boxer.
Yeah,
crisp and
very
clean.
good. And Hernandez. Anthony Hernandez is also a submission specialist, so I can't blame for that one. Fluffy's pretty good. So, I mean, Cody Brundage isn't up to the level of Fluffy and Chris Curtis, so I got to go Rodolfo Vieira to find that sub, man.
And Vieira has 100% takedown defense, so I don't think Brundage is going to be too successful if he tries to take this to the ground.
No, he won't. I don't think he will. Unless it's a desperation shot from getting tagged.
A desperation shot where it gets reversed against a black belt, Vieira.
I think Vieira even has him on the feet, honestly. Vieira is actually not bad at striking.
Yeah, against Chris Curtis, he looked pretty good on the feet. Held his own.
Next up, we got Kyle Borahalo versus Michael Olazechuk. And
Polish power.
This is going to be a good fight, man. I'm looking forward to this one.
Do we flip a coin on it?
I wouldn't say so. I would not say. Kyle's going to win for sure.
Okay.
Kyle's going to win, man. I mean, Michael Olazechuk only has 43% takedown defense. He has 3 sub losses out of his 5.
13 KOs.
And Kyle Borahalo knows how to find that sub. So I got to go Borahalo to get this done by sub. I really think he's going to find it, man.
That fight against Armin Petrosian, He avoided the knockout there, even though he laid on his back and tried to get him to go to the ground. It is what it is, right? Like, if he doesn't want to fight a guy that's heavy hitting and just wants to fight on the ground, so be it, because he's very good on the ground. His only loss... Where am I at?
I mean, Borahalo only lost to Makhman Muradov, and not lost, sorry, but he fought Makhman Muradov and Armin Petrosian in his last two, and those guys are high level. They're good fighters, and I mean, I feel like he'll have no problem against Miguel. I mean, he's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna grind him down.
Borahalo's only loss was super early in his career, so he's been on a fucking run, man. He's won his last 10.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Fighting Russians, he shouldn't have any problem with the power of Michael Oleksiejczuk.
No, he'll be able to avoid it.
Yeah, like even if he just lays on his back for a bit. Invites him to the ground because he's going to be so much better on the ground. He even could sink the submission, but he only has 3 submissions. He has more knockouts than submissions.
He's going to get that sub, man. I'm telling you.
I mean,
more than half of Miguel's losses are by sub, and he's going to be looking for that sub because he won't want to risk it on the hands of Miguel.
No, I can definitely see Borahalo laying on his back in this fight, though. Just laying there, trying to get Oleksiejczuk to go to the ground with him after he gets rocked.
Oleksiejczuk's no joke, man. He's got 14 knockouts out of 18. This guy's a fucking animal.
This is one I'm definitely not going to put money on, though. This is kind of sketchy.
I'm definitely putting money on it.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Borahalo by sub. I know it's risky, but I like it, man. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's a little sketchy, a little gray. Stay away from it.
We haven't really seen a big finish from Borahalo yet. That's why I think it's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm still going Borahalo. I think he gets it done by a decision.
Yeah. I've already bet against him twice. I'm not going to make that mistake a third time.
His last 3 losses were unanimous decision. I think it's just going to be another unanimous decision.
No.
Dominates on the ground, gets the takedowns, gets the controlled time. If he gets rocked, he's just going to stay on his back, invite Mikhail to the ground. The power's live for the Polish power, but I don't think he's going to...
I don't believe the line should be that wide either.
Yeah, the line's a little wide.
It's pretty wide.
We honestly could flip the coin, but...
I don't think we need to, though.
I don't think we need to.
No. And next up, we got my lock of the week.
No coin flip here.
Ricky Simone versus Song Yadong. And this is going to be a banger, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a banger.
It's going to be a banger. But I know some people are saying it's a risky lock, but I'm going Simone, dude. I like the guy. He has great resume.
So they obviously think it's risky because Song Yadong's boxing.
His boxing's clean.
He has a lot of good combinations. He comes out quick, fast.
Yeah.
Always seems to be looking for the kill, too.
And he did do good. He went 4 rounds with Sandhagen, right?
Yeah.
So he did do well. He got pieced up against Sandhagen, though.
And he has 8 knockout wins, and some of them were pretty big knockouts, too. So
I remember saying this to Ryan earlier. Song Yadong, he's never been subbed, and he's only got 2 KO losses, so I don't think this is going to be a finish fight. I think Ricky Simone's going to...
He needs the takedowns.
I think Ricky Simone's going to drag this out to a decision and win it, man. Ricky Simone averages 6.5 takedowns at 75% accuracy, and he's got...
That's going to win him the fight.
75% takedown defense and 52% takedown accuracy.
Yeah, he won't need the takedown defense here.
He's got 10 decision wins. He's got a lot of decision wins. Bet Jack Shore, who was undefeated, 16-0 at the time.
And that was a submission second round.
Yeah, and I like it, man. His last 2 have been finishes. I don't think he'll finish Yadong, but I think he's going to make a big statement here. So I'm going to go Ricky Simone lock to go to decision.
Yeah, I agree. He wins by a decision, but it will be close. Song Yadong's going to be a good boxer. He's going to have high volume, but Ricky Simone with the takedowns should win this fight and the control time. He's not even that bad on the feet either. A little bit underestimated on the feet.
Ricky Simone fights high-level people, too. So does Song Yadong, but, I mean, Ricky Simone has fought some dogs, man.
Now we're going over our locks and dogs of the week. First, our locks. You guys should know Loaf's lock this week.
Ricky Simone, man. I'm going for 8 in a row, getting it back up to what I was before until Hussein lost it for me.
And he's now 180 on Betway. I expect it to go back to 175. Even a potential coin flip in that fight, Loaf.
Yeah.
People are saying you're risking it.
I honestly think
the biscuit.
I honestly think Simone grows as an underdog. I think he's going to go to 190. I think it might be even by the time the fight comes.
And he did open as an underdog too. So last week he was an underdog.
Yeah. It's a good lock, man. I'm taking it all day.
My lock of the week to break my 4 weeks not hitting. Brian Boom Kelleher, 24-14. He's 157. I don't think Julian Newson is going to put up much of a fight. He gets taken down a lot, and he's probably going to get finished here. He got finished against Randy Costa, 6-4.
Yeah, if Kelleher loses this, you're cursed or something, bro.
Literally, if Brian loses this, I am cursed. I'm probably going to waste another $100 on Brian Boom Kelleher. Hopefully it's not a curse. He's going to bring the boom this weekend.
I don't know why he's not on the main card either.
Yeah, he really should be on the main card.
He should.
I watched another video, and the guy couldn't believe this guy was the second fight of the night.
I can't believe it either.
Now it's time for the Dogs of the Week, Loaf. Who you got? You're back-to-back, looking to go 3 in a row and start a streak.
Start a streak for the Dogs.
That's wild.
I got Fernando Padilla, man, all day. I mean, this is a hard week to pick underdogs.
Yeah.
So I think he's one of the best ones for sure. Him and Durden would be the play, so I got to go Fernando Padilla.
Yeah, he is one of the best.
Padilla, I guess. No.
He's not one of the best. He is the best underdog on this card. It's going to be a very tricky week for underdogs. And that's why my underdog, it pretty much is a coin flip, 195. But we expect her to be an underdog.
I don't think this is a coin flip.
In a couple days.
I don't think it is a coin flip.
And
I don't think it's a coin flip. I think Jamey-Lyn Horth should be a sizable favorite. 195 right now. She gets it done here. She has 100% finish rate. She has 2 big wins over Lupi Godinez in amateur.
And like I said, her record's all positive, right?
All positive.
It's good fighters.
She's fighting good fighters. And Hailey Cowan fighting tomato cans. And she's been struggling to make a UFC debut. This is her 3rd attempt. And I told you earlier in the week, I expect this fight to get canceled. I would not be surprised.
Number one women's fighter in Canada, this girl.
Yeah, number 1 in Western Canada.
Oh, Western.
Western Canada, I'm pretty sure. But she probably is number 1 in Canada. She's an absolute beast. She has very good hands.
Does that mean she'd be ranked better than Gillian Robertson?
Maybe.
Gillian's Canadian.
Yeah. It said Western Canada on Tapology. Didn't look too far into it. On Friday, though, we're going to have our bets and some value props, underdog props, and lock props. Make sure you smash that like button, suplex the subscribe button. Stay tuned for Friday's post-weigh-in face-off show. Really appreciate that support. It's been a hell of a show. Are you ready to go make some biscuits, Loaf?
Yes, sir.